What's going on, YouTube? I'm just making an update about the Acura Integra. Um, Let me go to the car now. I don't know if you guys watched the video before, but I had updated replaced the thermostat and the radiator cap. Now, I've been driving the car around for a couple of days now, and what I noticed is my temperature gauge keeps on jumps up and down. Not all the way to the hot, but just maybe 3/4 of the way, and then it comes back down. So I'm making this updated video. I'm gonna go and show you guys what I'm talking about, what kind of symptom it's having, uh, and then just drive the car for a few minutes and then take it back home. Now, I'm pretty sure. I think it's the aftermarket thermostat that I have for it. That's what is causing the temperature gauge to go up and down. It's an aftermarket one that I bought at a local parts store, so it didn't really even have the same look of the original. Now, thermostat did fit. If you guys seen the video, and I didn't know if Honda or Acura dealership was still open during that time, but I was kind of like in a hurry to get it done. Um, I in particular didn't want the car to keep on overheating since I was gonna drive it to get it smogged and everything. So I just kind of bought this aftermarket one. It was cheap. It was like $7 or something like that. So I'm gonna go ahead and take you guys for a test drive now, and I'll cut back on the video once I see the temperature goes up. So it's kind of hard driving with one hand right now. So I'll be back. All right. All right, guys. So I just hit the freeway right now, and so you guys can see, I have the AC on full blast. I mean, it's like almost 100 degrees right now today. So you guys can see the temperature on the freeway. The RPM at about 2,700. The temperature gauge goes up to about 3/4 of the way, and it only does that when I'm punching it, trying to get up to speed. But once you're on idle, the temperature comes back down. So I'm not really sure why that is. I'm assuming that it's that aftermarket thermostat that's the problem. So yeah, I just wanted to demonstrate that for you guys. I'm gonna go ahead and turn around now and go back home, and then I'll show you guys the engine, and we'll inspect the hoses and everything together. So I'll come back. All right, guys. All right, I'm back now. Home now, and so as you guys can see, even when I'm parked, the temperature is still past that halfway mark right there. So we'll leave the car on, and go ahead and pop the trunk so you guys can go have a look at the engine and everything. Now, I inspected it when I noticed it before, and so I've already looked at the motor. I've already looked at the motor before, and I don't notice anything on here that would make me suspect there was a leak in the system. So thermostat housing was right there. The hose that I changed out was underneath. There's no leaks. This is the new cap that I have. Cap is not leaking either. Now, both of my fans are working because I have the AC on. So, another thing that I was inspecting was underneath to see if there's any water leaks. But nope, I don't see any. And so, really, the only thing I can come up with is, you know, it's that aftermarket thermostat. Now, while I was driving it earlier, and you know, with the temperature rising, I do have a bogging feeling. You know, when I try to apply some gas, it really didn't want to go. So it does have a, you know, the higher temperature does have a bogging effect to it. Now, I just came back from Honda, and I bought a new radiator cap right there. That's the part number for it. And then here's the new thermostat. That's the part number right there. And when I was checking out the thermostat, you know, physically it's the same as the one I took off from there. So unlike the aftermarket from the parts store. So this is one of those times where, you know, I feel like I should have just went and waited to grab you know, the original OEM parts for it. Especially, I've already had this issue before with my older Civic, where, you know, I put an aftermarket thermostat, and you know, same thing had happened. So yeah, I should have just waited. And so getting an OEM and putting it on, I'll do a continuation video of this to show you guys if it remedied. What's going on, YouTube? I'm back at it again. It's been a couple of days since my last video where I was showing the temperature after I changed the thermostat was still going up and down, and I had to replace it with the OEM. So it's been a couple of days now. You know, with the OEM thermostat, the temperature was still jumping up and down past the midway point. So I wanted to do a little bit of research before I make this video, and my research you know, somewhat was all over the place. Some people were saying that it could be a worn out AC pulley where sorry. Yeah, so you were saying it was a, it could be an AC that's going out, and it could be dragging the engine to work harder, and that's why it's overheating. Another one was saying the thermostat, but then I already replaced that. So another one was the fans weren't working, but both of my fans are working. So my conclusion to my research was this. After I drove the car and the temperature was higher than normal, once I got home, what I did was I looked at the fan, and both of the fans were working. So this one was working, and then that one was working. And while it was on, I could feel the temperature on the fan. Now, one side was hot, so this side right here, it was blowing hot air from behind it. But then this one, it was blowing a little cooler than that one. Now, how I judge it is this setup right here is not like my 92. It's not like my 92 Civic hatch. I mean 95, where the radiator is smaller, which is only about this big. So it's got one fan for the radiator, and then the condenser is right in front of it. So this side right here you don't have on the Civic. So this fan is just directly right behind the condenser. So really, with this Integra setup, there shouldn't be a difference in temperature between the air that's coming up from this side of the fan than this side. So my conclusion was, I think the radiator is clogged. So I think the radiator, with it blowing hot air, it's taking the hot temperature, the water temperature, the coolant temperature, taking out the hot air from there, so they can recycle it back to the engine cooler. Now this side, since it was cooler, tells me that the coolant from this side of the radiator is not cycling. It's not going through the engine. That's my conclusion. So I've been waiting a few days to get my part in. So I'm going to be replacing the radiator today. And another clue that I seen that this radiator might be clogged is that when I open up this reservoir, I could see there's these like little copper flakes that was floating in there. Somebody might have put, one of those gasket sealers or whatever, and it probably clogged up the pipes on this radiator. So that's just one of the clues that I kind of used to make my conclusion that this radiator might be clogged. So that's what I'm going to be tackling today. I'm going to replace this, and then I'm going to cut back. I'm not going to show how I install it, but I'm going to cut back on the video, and then I'm going to show you guys after I drive it to see, if that remedied the problem. All right, so stay tuned. All right, guys, I'm back. I just finished putting on the new radiator, and so I'm testing it now, and it's the same scenario as the previous test that I did. Have the AC on blast. Here's my temperature gauge, and right now I'm about to hit the freeway. And so let's see if this temperature still jumps up past the midway point. Let's see. Alright guys, I think it looks pretty good. It looks like it's successful as far as replacing that radiator. I'm not seeing even a budge on that needle. Not like before. So, yeah, I still got the AC on and still on the freeway. Now, during this time from my previous tests, the temperature had jumped up to about 3/4 of the way already during this time. So he hasn't done it, and so I'm assuming that the problem is fixed. So I'll end this video here. Hopefully this helps you guys out. If you guys are running into the same issue, same problem. Hondas, Acuras, they're all pretty much the same. So yeah, just check out the whole video from the start. You guys can see what the problem is, and if you guys are watching this now at the end, you guys got a pretty good idea of what I had to do to resolve this problem. Now, alright guys, thank you for watching. Stay tuned for more. Alright, later.